It's one for each day, but not on Sunday.
That's right.
That's why they capped it at 6.
That's the Lord's Day. The day of rest. All right, are you guys ready for our next comic? Guys, she was born Silicon Valley adjacent, 4-time graduate from Flappers University, and running on 2 hours of sleep. Put your hands together for Sydney Ewing-Cesari.
This might be one of my last shows here, so I'm very sad. But my name is Cindy, but it's not spelled like a normal person. My parents wanted me to feel special, so they spelled it Cyndeee, which is, I think they wanted to set a trend for having a millennial child, or they worked at Starbucks. Truth is, they were trying to make an acronym because they're both engineers with undiagnosed ADHD. So my birth certificate actually says Cynthia Delina E. Squirrel. I'm just kidding. It's actually E squared. It's an E squared on my birth certificate. But yeah, having 2 parents, Silicon Valley adjacent, that are both engineers, they raised me to be anything I wanted to be, as long as I had the word engineer in my title. And so I love my parents. I want to make them proud. So I was doing my taxes and married, single. I made my own box. Over-engineered, hot mess. So don't let this polished appearance fool you. Some people think that I'm a type A, data-obsessed control freak. But I'm actually not. I'm a lot of fun. I'm really cool. I've just learned how to use my high energy and analytical mind in a structured way to maximize my dance moves. And I've optimized my tech stack, like the tools I use, to be able to automate my replies to my husband. And I've learned how to use Excel to excel at maximizing my laziness. And also mitigate risk, which you would think would calm some people's anxiety, but I work in a male-dominated industry, and I know that my approach to things might scare some of them to ghost me, gaslight me, or marry me. And granted, it took 37 years and a global pandemic for me to find my Prince Charming, which he was in his High School Musical. But he's actually very much like me. He's a type A, over-engineered hot mess, plus anxiety. And Disney calls him an Imagineer. But I work for the company that audits Disney, but I'm not an auditor. I just audit his work at home. And he's awesome. He builds literal animatronic Prince Charmings for other Disney adults. And he gave me a baby, and so I love him, and I want him to be as efficient as possible. And so I don't understand why he says his anxiety increases when I ask him to add his tasks to our Kanban on our refrigerator, or document his time spent on the toilet, or submit a service ticket when he needs my emotional support. I'm not a robot, and sometimes my calculations are not accurate, and that has devastating downstream impact, think the butterfly effect, or skipping my baby's nap time effect, like the 2 hours of sleep. Our daughter is she's the most challenging client I've ever had. She doesn't answer my emails, she won't respond to my text messages, and she doesn't respect my out-of-office notifications. And it's only organic breast milk, 24 hours a day. Being a new mom, it's mentally taxing. I am constantly, repeatedly hearing the sound of the pump machine and drinking lactation supplements, which my husband lovingly calls my moo juice. And it's tough, and being a mom is also physically exhausting because I'm constantly, like, I would have gone back and told my younger self, like, hey, you thought that 5K was hard? Try doing an Ironman while sitting down and having to pump a 30-pack of beer. Which I wish was beer, because it's stressful. But, like, besides my crying husband, like the nagging baby, having to return back to work and my clients, and I have judgmental cats. And apparently, Grace or other child care people are judging me too. The worst of it is Mickey Mouse. So, given my husband works for Disney, Mickey, like, since we got engaged 2 years ago, Mickey's been the third party in our relationship. and it's like Mickey's right here, and I'm like, and he's like, huh? Oh, you want to find true love? You're gonna have to move to Florida. I'm born and raised California. I'm like, are you sure about that? Like, what about all the anti-vax, can't say gay alligators? And he's like, oh boy, yeah, Donald really messed that state up, and like, just give it a year or so, and I'll send honey and blood and poo over and handle diseases. I'm like, okay, let's. I don't want to get on your bad side, but like, let me. Okay, let's take it. So we're actually supposed to move in a couple weeks, and I don't know if you guys heard, but last month, Mickey was like, psych. You can call me Pinocchio. And I'm sitting here like, okay, either I'm having a postpartum, psychotic episode, or Disney's about to ditch us in Florida. So, yeah, that's it. That's my time.